In the vast tapestry of the Warhammer 40,000 universe, there exists a multitude of strange and enigmatic species, each adding a layer of complexity to the galaxy's never-ending conflict. Among them, the Jokaero stand apart, not for their military might or political influence, but for their unparalleled genius in crafting artifacts of incredible sophistication. These mysterious, ape-like beings defy conventional understanding, creating technology so advanced it often borders on the miraculous. From weapons capable of bypassing the most intricate defenses to tools that seem to reconfigure reality itself, the creations of the Jokaero challenge the very definition of what technology can achieve. The Jokaero are an anomaly even among the galaxy's countless oddities. Their artifacts are scattered across the galaxy, often found in the possession of powerful inquisitors, rogue traders, or other adventurers lucky or cunning enough to obtain them. Yet, despite the prevalence of their creations, the Jokaero themselves remain elusive. Their culture, motives, and methods are shrouded in mystery, leading to endless speculation among the factions of the Imperium and beyond. Are they simply a highly evolved species of craftsmen? Or is their creativity driven by something far more profound, perhaps even otherworldly? Understanding the Jokaero requires stepping away from the grim darkness of constant war and into the murky realm of curiosity, invention, and instinct. Unlike other factions driven by ideological or territorial pursuits, the Jokaero exhibit no discernible ambition or desire for conquest. Their existence is a paradox. They are seemingly nomadic, yet their creations are sought after by the most powerful entities in the galaxy. They show no signs of centralized leadership or formal communication, yet their technological outputs are consistent and universally revered. This video will unravel the story behind the Jokaero's unique artifacts. How do they craft technology that seems to defy even the most advanced understanding? What drives their enigmatic creativity? And perhaps most tantalizingly, what does their existence reveal about the nature of intelligence and innovation in the galaxy? These questions set the stage for a journey into one of the most puzzling corners of the Warhammer 40,000 universe, a tale of instinctive brilliance that raises as many questions as it answers. Now, as we delve into the heart of this mystery, it is time to identify the key players whose interactions with the Jokaero and their artifacts have shaped our understanding of this enigmatic species. The Jokaero are a unique species within the galaxy, defined by their extraordinary ability to craft technology of unparalleled complexity and power. Physically resembling great apes, their appearance belies the depth of their capabilities. Unlike many other species, they do not follow structured hierarchies, nor do they adhere to any known societal constructs. Instead, their actions seem to emerge from instinct, driven by an innate understanding of technology that transcends conventional learning or training. They operate outside the bounds of any known political or military structure, existing as solitary wanderers or small familial groups. The creations of the Jokaero are central to their identity. Their artifacts, ranging from intricate weapons to versatile devices, are often incomprehensible in design, yet exhibit flawless functionality. These items are not limited to a single purpose and can adapt to the user's needs, making them highly coveted by those fortunate enough to encounter them. The Jokaero themselves, however, show little concern for the utility or impact of their creations. They do not sell, trade, or hoard their technology. Their disinterest in the fate of their inventions only adds to their mystique. Beyond their technological prowess, the Jokaero possess a unique form of resilience. They are highly adaptable and capable of surviving in the harshest conditions. This adaptability is reflected not only in their physical endurance, but also in their creations, which are designed to function reliably under any circumstance. The Jokaero's ability to endure and thrive without reliance on external resources suggests a deep-rooted connection to their craft, as if survival and invention are inseparable facets of their existence. The Imperium of man has a complicated relationship with the Jokaero. While their artifacts are often seized for use by the Inquisition, rogue traders, or even high-ranking officials, the Jokaero themselves are regarded with a mix of awe and suspicion. Despite their apparent intelligence, they are treated as anomalies rather than allies. The Imperium does not attempt to understand them beyond exploiting their creations, a stance rooted in the broader distrust of non-human species. In some cases, the Jokaero have been captured and pressed into service, but such efforts rarely yield predictable results. Their refusal to conform to expectations renders them both frustrating and fascinating to those who seek to control them. The Ordo Xenos, a branch of the Inquisition specializing in alien phenomena, views the Jokaero with particular interest. Their artifacts often fall into the hands of Inquisitors, who recognize the value of such technology for their missions. However, even the Ordo Xenos struggles to fully comprehend the Jokaero's methods, as their creations seem to operate on principles beyond the reach of human science. This dynamic fosters a begrudging respect for the Jokaero, even among those tasked with eradicating alien influences. Other factions, such as the Eldar and the Tau, are also aware of the Jokaero's existence. While their direct interactions with these groups are limited, there is evidence that their artifacts occasionally find their way into alien hands. In such instances, the Jokaero's creations are often seen as curiosities, valued for their utility rather than their origin. The neutrality of the Jokaero allows their technology to cross cultural and political boundaries, placing them in a unique position within the galactic ecosystem. The Jokaero's role in the galaxy extends beyond their technological creations. Their existence challenges preconceived notions of intelligence, progress, and innovation. They defy categorization, operating outside the frameworks that define other species. Their lack of apparent goals or ambitions makes them difficult to predict, and their technological capabilities set them apart as one of the galaxy's most remarkable phenomena. As we explore the events and forces that have brought the Jokaero into contact with the broader galaxy, their role as creators and innovators will remain at the heart of the story. They are not warriors, rulers, or conquerors. Instead, they are builders, their every action driven by an innate compulsion to create. This role, while passive in some respects, has profound implications for the galaxy and its many factions, setting the stage for the unfolding narrative. The origins of the Jokaero are a puzzle that has eluded the understanding of scholars, historians, and xenobiologists across the galaxy. While much about their early development remains speculative, it is widely accepted that the Jokaero emerged long before humanity rose to prominence among the stars. Their evolutionary journey is largely unknown, as they lack written records, apparent cultural artifacts, or any other evidence of traditional societal development. Instead, their existence is chronicled almost entirely through the scattered remnants of their technological creations and rare sightings recorded by other species. The first documented encounter with the Jokaero dates back to the Age of Technology, also known as the Dark Age of Technology. This period, thousands of years before the rise of the Imperium of man, saw humanity reach unparalleled technological heights. During this time, human explorers and colonists pushed the boundaries of the galaxy, encountering numerous alien species. Among these were the Jokaero, whose abilities quickly drew the attention of human settlers and scientists. These initial observations marked the beginning of a long and complicated relationship between humanity and the Jokaero, though early accounts often mischaracterized them as simple animals rather than the advanced species they truly were. The collapse of the Age of Technology, followed by the cataclysmic Age of Strife, further obscured the Jokaero's origins. As warp storms raged across the galaxy, isolating planets and severing communication between human worlds, records of alien encounters became fragmented or lost entirely. Yet even during this period of turmoil, there are scattered references to the Jokaero in the writings of rogue traders and explorers who managed to document their encounters. These records describe the Jokaero as wanderers, often found in the most inhospitable regions of space, seemingly unaffected by the chaos engulfing the galaxy. The question of where the Jokaero originated remains one of the great mysteries of xenobiology. Theories abound, with some suggesting they evolved on a single planet before spreading across the stars, while others argue they may have developed as a spacefaring species from the very beginning. Their adaptability to diverse environments lends credence to the latter theory, as they appear equally at home on barren worlds, dense jungles, and even the void of space. Some speculate that their technological abilities are a natural evolutionary adaptation, developed as a means of survival rather than a pursuit of knowledge or power. What makes the Jokaero particularly intriguing is their apparent immunity to the galaxy's many dangers. Unlike other species that have risen and fallen in response to external threats, the Jokaero seem to exist outside these cycles of destruction and conquest. Their lack of involvement in wars or large-scale conflicts has allowed them to persist relatively undisturbed, even as other civilizations have crumbled. This enduring presence suggests a species that has mastered the art of survival not through aggression or alliance, but through self-reliance and ingenuity. The rise of the Imperium of Man brought renewed attention to the Jokaero as their technology began to appear in the hands of human factions. However, by this point, much of their history had already been lost to time. The Imperium's fragmented understanding of the galaxy's past made it difficult to piece together a coherent narrative of the Jokaero's development. Instead, their story became one of fragmented accounts and half-remembered legends, with each new discovery adding another piece to an incomplete puzzle. One consistent theme in these accounts is the Jokaero's apparent indifference to external events. While other species have adapted their behaviors in response to galactic shifts, the Jokaero appear largely unaffected by the rise and fall of empires. This detachment has fueled speculation that they may possess knowledge or technology that shields them from the chaos surrounding them. Alternatively, it may simply reflect their unique approach to existence, one focused on survival and creation rather than dominance or expansion. The earliest records of their artifacts suggest a level of technological sophistication unmatched by most species. These creations, often discovered in isolation, hint at a species that has been perfecting its craft for millennia. While the exact timeline of their technological development remains unclear, it is evident that the Jokaero have been active participants in the galaxy's history, even if their contributions have gone largely unnoticed. Their ability to thrive in isolation and their disinterest in territorial expansion have allowed them to avoid the attention of larger, more aggressive powers. As the galaxy continues to grapple with the legacy of the Jokaero, their origins remain a subject of fascination and debate. Understanding where they came from and how they developed their extraordinary abilities is not only a matter of academic interest, but also a key to unlocking the secrets of their creations. While the answers may never be fully known, the Jokaero's enduring presence serves as a reminder of the galaxy's infinite complexity and the untold stories that lie hidden among the stars. The development of the Jokaero as a civilization is an enigma, with no clear record of their societal structure, cultural evolution, or technological progression. Despite this, their presence and influence can be traced through the artifacts they have left scattered across the galaxy. These artifacts stand as a testament to a species that has existed for countless millennia, perfecting their craft and shaping their environment in ways that defy traditional understanding. Their civilization seems to have developed without the hallmarks of centralized governance or organized institutions. Instead, the Jokaero appear to rely on a decentralized and instinct-driven approach to survival and innovation. This unusual method of development may explain their resilience and adaptability, as it allows them to operate independently of the rise and fall of galactic powers. As their artifacts demonstrate, the Jokaero have managed to achieve levels of technological sophistication that rival and often surpass even the most advanced civilizations. The timeline of their progression is fragmented, reconstructed only through the discovery of their creations. Some of the earliest known artifacts are believed to date back to the age of technology, but it is possible their technological ingenuity predates even this era. These early works exhibit a complexity that suggests the Jokaero had already reached a pinnacle of technological mastery by the time humans first encountered them. Their artifacts are often found intact, functioning as if newly crafted, a testament to their unparalleled skill in engineering. Among their most notable creations are tools and devices capable of adapting to a wide range of scenarios. Weapons attributed to the Jokaero are known for their versatility and precision, capable of targeting enemies with unerring accuracy or bypassing the most sophisticated defenses. These weapons are not merely destructive. They often include features that enhance their users' survivability, such as built-in shielding or energy redirection. This dual focus on offense and protection reflects a deep understanding of the needs of survival in a hostile galaxy. Beyond weapons, the Jokaero are credited with the creation of devices that manipulate energy and matter in ways that seem almost magical. Some of their tools can reconfigure themselves to serve entirely new purposes, adapting to the needs of their user with a seamlessness that defies comprehension. These devices are highly sought after by factions across the galaxy, including the Imperium, which often struggles to reverse engineer their designs. One of their most remarkable contributions is the concept of universal adaptability. Many of their creations are not limited to specific users or environments. Instead, they are designed to function optimally under a variety of conditions. This adaptability has made their artifacts prized possessions for explorers, soldiers, and inquisitors alike, as they offer solutions to problems that conventional technology cannot address. The presence of Jokaero artifacts in ancient ruins and derelict starships suggests they have been active across the galaxy for an extraordinarily long time. These discoveries indicate a civilization that did not expand through conquest or colonization, but instead spread organically, leaving traces of their ingenuity wherever they traveled. Unlike other species whose expansion is marked by the construction of cities or the establishment of colonies, the Jokaero's legacy is preserved in their creations, which endure as a testament to their unique approach to existence. Their technological achievements extend beyond practicality into the realm of the aesthetic. Many of their artifacts display intricate designs and patterns that suggest a deep appreciation for form as well as function. These artistic elements are not merely decorative. They often serve as integral components of the device's operation, further blurring the line between art and technology. This synthesis of beauty and utility is a hallmark of their work, setting them apart from other technologically advanced species. Over time, the Jokaero's artifacts have found their way into the hands of numerous factions, each eager to harness their potential. These artifacts have influenced battles, scientific discoveries, and even the fate of entire worlds. Despite their widespread distribution, the Jokaero themselves remain elusive, rarely seen, and even more rarely understood. Their ability to continue creating and innovating without direct interaction with other species speaks to a level of self-sufficiency that few others can claim. While the true nature of their civilization remains obscured, the artifacts they have left behind provide a glimpse into a species that has mastered the art of creation. Their tools and devices are more than just instruments. They are reflections of a species that has chosen a path of innovation over conquest, adaptation over domination. The Jokaero's legacy is not written in the annals of history, but etched into the technology that continues to shape the galaxy, offering a silent but profound insight into their enduring brilliance. The method by which the Jokaero create their unique artifacts is unlike anything observed among other species. The key to their creations lies in an instinctual process rather than a structured or learned methodology. The Jokaero do not follow blueprints, collaborate in workshops, or adhere to conventional scientific principles. Instead, their technological innovations emerge from a profound and innate ability to intuitively design and assemble devices that fulfill specific purposes with astonishing precision. The critical factor in their process is their unparalleled spatial awareness and problem-solving ability, which appears to be hardwired into their biology. This innate capacity allows them to manipulate tools and materials with extraordinary dexterity, transforming raw resources into functional technology with minimal external influence. Their creations are not the result of experimentation or trial and error, but rather a seamless act of instinctual engineering. This process occurs without conscious planning, as if the knowledge of what to create and how to create it is embedded within them. Jokaero technology is also shaped by their unique perception of the galaxy. Unlike other species, which rely on theoretical frameworks or iterative research, the Jokaero appear to perceive solutions directly, bypassing the analytical steps that would typically lead to technological development. Their creations often incorporate principles and mechanisms that elude human understanding, suggesting they operate on a level of cognition that transcends known scientific paradigms. This instinct-driven creativity is their defining characteristic and the cornerstone of their artifact creation. Another essential aspect of their process is their ability to adapt to environmental and situational demands. Jokaero creations are often contextually appropriate, designed to address specific challenges or threats they encounter. For example, when faced with hostile conditions, they are known to craft tools or weapons perfectly suited to neutralizing those threats. The speed at which they can produce such artifacts is remarkable, often completing complex designs in a fraction of the time it would take other species. The materials used by the Jokaero are as intriguing as their methods. They have a natural ability to identify and utilize resources in their environment, often selecting materials that enhance the durability, functionality, and versatility of their creations. These resources are not limited to conventional metals or components. The Jokaero have been observed incorporating seemingly mundane or overlooked materials into their designs, imbuing them with properties that defy conventional expectations. This ability to harness and transform raw materials adds another layer of mystery to their process. One of the most fascinating aspects of Jokaero artifact creation is the adaptive nature of their technology. Their devices are often multifunctional, capable of evolving or altering their behavior to suit new circumstances. This adaptability is not the result of programming or manual adjustment, but rather a built-in feature of the artifact itself. It is as if their creations possess a form of latent intelligence, capable of recognizing and responding to the needs of their user or environment. This feature has led to speculation that the Jokaero embed some form of self-organizing systems within their technology, though the exact mechanism remains unexplained. The Jokaero's instinct-driven creation process has profound implications for their role in the galaxy. Unlike other species, which often view technology as a means to an end, the Jokaero appear to create for creation's sake. Their artifacts are not tied to personal ambition, economic goals, or territorial expansion. Instead, their process seems rooted in survival and an intrinsic compulsion to innovate. This detachment from traditional motivations further underscores the uniqueness of their methods. Despite their instinctual approach, there is a sense of purpose and intentionality in their work. Each artifact they produce is perfectly suited to its intended function, demonstrating an intuitive understanding of engineering and physics that far exceeds that of most species. Yet, they do this without conscious thought or deliberate planning, as if the knowledge flows through them naturally. This phenomenon challenges conventional notions of intelligence and creativity, suggesting the existence of alternative pathways to technological advancement. The key decision that underpins Jokaero artifact creation is their choice, or perhaps instinct, to rely entirely on their innate abilities rather than developing formal systems of education or research. This choice has defined their existence, enabling them to produce unparalleled technology while remaining largely unaffected by the galaxy's political and military conflicts. It also ensures that their creations remain enigmatic, as their process cannot be replicated or fully understood by others. In essence, the Jokaero's ability to create their unique artifacts stems from their instinctual engineering capabilities, an unparalleled aptitude for resource utilization, and an intrinsic adaptability that allows their creations to function across diverse circumstances. These factors combine to make their artifacts not only powerful, but also enduringly mysterious, as their methods defy conventional understanding and remain a source of fascination for all who encounter them. The artifacts created by the Jokaero have a profound and far-reaching impact on the galaxy. Their technology, while enigmatic in origin, has shaped events, altered power dynamics, and influenced countless lives. Unlike traditional technological advancements tied to a specific culture or faction, Jokaero creations transcend boundaries, appearing in the hands of various groups and individuals across the stars. Their influence is not the result of deliberate intent or intervention by the Jokaero themselves, but rather a consequence of the unique nature of their artifacts and the circumstances under which they are discovered and used. One of the most immediate effects of Jokaero artifacts is their ability to level the playing field between vastly unequal forces. A single device crafted by the Jokaero can grant its wielder capabilities that rival or surpass the most advanced technologies of established factions. This has allowed individuals, small groups, or otherwise under-resourced factions to hold their own against far greater powers. Whether through weapons with unprecedented accuracy, tools capable of repairing otherwise irreparable machinery, or defensive systems that can withstand overwhelming assaults. These artifacts often serve as a balancing force in a galaxy defined by disparity and conflict. The presence of Jokaero technology has also sparked a quiet arms race among the galaxy's major factions. The Imperium of Man, in particular, has made significant efforts to recover and harness these artifacts, often deploying inquisitors, rogue traders, or even entire military expeditions to acquire them. These missions are driven by the recognition that even a single Jokaero device can provide a decisive advantage in battle or serve as a key to unlocking new technological breakthroughs. Similarly, alien species such as the Tau or Eldar, while operating with different priorities, have shown interest in these artifacts for their potential to enhance their own technological arsenals. At a broader level, Jokaero artifacts have become symbols of both hope and danger. For those lucky enough to discover and utilize them, these devices can mean salvation, victory, or survival in desperate circumstances. However, their unpredictable nature also poses risks. Without fully understanding the underlying principles of Jokaero technology, users often find themselves grappling with devices that behave in unexpected ways. This unpredictability has led to instances where the misuse or malfunction of a Jokaero artifact has caused unintended consequences, sometimes with catastrophic results. Beyond their practical applications, Jokaero artifacts have significant implications for the galaxy's scientific and philosophical understanding. Their existence challenges established notions of technological progress, intelligence, and the relationship between species and their creations. For the Imperium, which views most alien technology with suspicion or outright hostility, the use of Jokaero artifacts represents a complex contradiction. While their utility cannot be denied, their alien origin often places them at odds with the dogmatic teachings of the Adeptus Mechanicus and the Ecclesiarchy. This tension has sparked debates among those who wield power in the Imperium, as the benefits of Jokaero technology are weighed against the risks of heresy and corruption. The presence of Jokaero artifacts has also had a subtle but profound cultural impact. Stories and legends surrounding these devices have spread across the galaxy, fueling myths and shaping the perceptions of those who encounter them. In some cases, individuals who possess Jokaero artifacts are revered as heroes or champions, their exploits amplified by the mysterious and seemingly miraculous properties of their tools. In others, the artifacts are feared, regarded as cursed or dangerous objects that bring misfortune to those who use them. This duality reflects the broader uncertainty and mystique that surrounds the Jokaero themselves. Another critical aspect of their impact is the way these artifacts influence exploration and discovery. The search for Jokaero creations has driven expeditions to the farthest reaches of the galaxy as adventurers, scholars, and opportunists seek to uncover these priceless treasures. This pursuit has led to the mapping of previously uncharted regions, the discovery of forgotten worlds, and encounters with other unknown phenomena. In this sense, the Jokaero's creations indirectly contribute to the expansion of galactic knowledge and the forging of new connections between disparate groups. Despite their rarity, the ripple effects of Jokaero artifacts can be felt across the galaxy. They are catalysts for change, often appearing at pivotal moments or in critical locations where their influence can alter the course of events. Whether they are used to tip the balance of power in a planetary conflict, enable the survival of a stranded crew, or unlock secrets long thought lost, their presence is felt far beyond their immediate vicinity. The enduring legacy of these artifacts lies in their ability to inspire awe, curiosity, and ambition. They represent a glimpse into a form of technological advancement that is both alien and aspirational, reminding the galaxy of the boundless possibilities that exist beyond the known. In a universe defined by struggle and stagnation, the creations of the Jokaero stand as rare beacons of innovation and ingenuity, their influence shaping the fates of those who dare to wield them. The unique aspects of how the Jokaero create their artifacts have long been a topic of fascination and debate within the Warhammer 40,000 community. Chief among these mysteries is the question of how they achieve such a high level of technological sophistication without any visible structure for research, communication, or learning. Unlike other species, the Jokaero do not seem to have formalized systems of knowledge transfer, nor do they produce written records, schematics, or shared repositories of information. This absence of traditional methods for technological development has led many to speculate that their process is entirely instinctual, perhaps even biologically programmed into their very being. One of the most discussed and perplexing aspects of Jokaero artifact creation is their apparent ability to produce devices that align perfectly with universal principles of physics and engineering, yet operate on a level beyond what other species consider possible. Their creations often incorporate elements that appear to manipulate energy, matter, or even space-time itself. This suggests a deep, intuitive understanding of concepts that most factions spend centuries attempting to decipher. The question of whether this knowledge comes from some innate connection to the fabric of the universe or from an ancient, forgotten source is a popular topic among fans and scholars alike. The Jokaero's capacity to adapt their creations to a wide variety of uses is another unique trait that sparks discussion. Their technology is not static, but inherently flexible, often reconfiguring itself to meet the needs of its user. This self-adjusting property has led to speculation that their artifacts may incorporate a form of advanced artificial intelligence or a self-organizing system that allows them to evolve and optimize over time. However, no definitive evidence has ever been found to confirm the presence of true sentience within these devices. This uncertainty raises profound questions about the line between creator and creation and whether the Jokaero themselves fully understand the mechanisms behind their own works. Another frequently debated topic is the absence of visible experimentation or prototyping in their process. Most advanced civilizations refine their technologies through cycles of testing, failure, and improvement. In contrast, the Jokaero seem to produce fully functional, optimized artifacts on the first attempt. This anomaly has led some to propose that their ability to create may be tied to an advanced cognitive or sensory capability that allows them to see the final design before they begin crafting it. This theory aligns with accounts of their rapid, seemingly effortless assembly of even the most complex devices. Fans also discuss the implications of Jokaero artifacts being discovered in regions of space far removed from one another. The widespread distribution of their creations suggests that the Jokaero have either traveled extensively or that their artifacts have been dispersed through secondary channels, such as trade, theft, or salvage. The latter possibility raises questions about how much control the Jokaero exert over their creations once they leave their hands. Do they intend for their technology to spread across the galaxy, or is this merely an unintended consequence of their interactions with other species? The lack of any apparent agenda or deliberate communication from the Jokaero only deepens this mystery. Another fascinating topic concerns the materials used in Jokaero technology. Fans often note that these materials are not always exotic or rare. Instead, the Jokaero seem capable of using whatever resources are at hand to achieve extraordinary results. This adaptability has led to speculation that their methods involve a form of molecular or atomic-level manipulation, allowing them to enhance the properties of otherwise mundane substances. Such a capability would explain the durability, efficiency, and multifunctionality of their artifacts, as well as their resistance to reverse engineering by other species. Perhaps the most controversial and speculative topic revolves around the potential origin of their abilities. Some theories suggest that the Jokaero's talent for creation might be the result of genetic engineering by an ancient, long-lost civilization. Others argue that their abilities could stem from a deep connection to the warp, although this idea is less popular due to the lack of overtly psychic characteristics among the Jokaero. Still, the idea that their instinctive engineering might have been influenced by external forces continues to fuel debates within the community. The communal fascination with Jokaero artifacts often extends to the implications for humanity and the Imperium. Many fans question whether the Imperium's use of Jokaero technology represents hypocrisy, given its strict prohibition against Xenos influences. Others wonder what might happen if humanity could fully unlock the secrets of these devices. Would such knowledge lead to a technological renaissance, or would it bring further chaos and division to an already fractured galaxy? Ultimately, the Jokaero remain one of the most intriguing enigmas in the galaxy, their artifacts serving as both tools of utility and symbols of mystery. The community's discussions about their unique aspects reflect not only an appreciation for their technological brilliance, but also a recognition of the philosophical and existential questions their existence raises. In a universe driven by conflict and control, the Jokaero represent a rare example of pure creativity, their artifacts embodying the boundless potential of innovation unburdened by ambition or intent. The Jokaero, as a species, do not possess the concept of individual renown or fame in the way other civilizations might. Their lack of a structured society means there are no celebrated figures or known hierarchies among them. However, within the larger Warhammer 40,000 galaxy, certain individuals have gained recognition not through titles or reputation within their own kind, but due to the exceptional nature of the artifacts they have created and the impact these creations have had on others. Among these rare engineers, the traits that define their brilliance are universally shared across their species, yet some individuals exhibit unique tendencies or specialized skills that set them apart. Observers of the Jokaero note that their individualistic approach to creation often reflects distinct styles or preferences, as if each engineer imprints a subtle signature onto their work. One such engineer, identified through fragmented Imperial records as the source of several advanced adaptive shielding systems, stands out for their apparent focus on defensive technology. This Jokaero, often referred to in human accounts as the Protector, has produced artifacts capable of withstanding assaults from the most advanced weaponry known to the Imperium. Their devices have been observed to dynamically reinforce structural integrity, redirect incoming energy, and even neutralize toxins or radiation in real time. This specialization suggests a keen sensitivity to survival challenges and an unparalleled ability to address them instinctively. Another individual, colloquially dubbed the Innovator by rogue traders, is noted for their remarkable versatility. The artifacts attributed to this Jokaero often display multifaceted functionality, seamlessly shifting between roles based on the user's needs. For instance, a device initially used as a medical scanner was later observed operating as a sophisticated navigation aid. This adaptability has made the innovator's creations particularly prized, as their ingenuity extends beyond immediate problem-solving to long-term utility in unpredictable scenarios. One of the most mysterious Jokaero engineers, often referred to as the Dreamer by those who have encountered their work, has created artifacts that appear to defy conventional physics. These devices exhibit properties such as phase shifting, localized gravity manipulation, or even minor temporal distortions. The Dreamer's creations are rare and often difficult to control, leading to speculation that this particular Jokaero operates on an even more abstract level of instinct than their peers. While such artifacts are immensely powerful, they also carry a level of unpredictability that has made them both revered and feared by those who acquire them. The strengths of these engineers lie in their unparalleled creativity, adaptability, and precision. Their ability to craft technology without apparent error or revision highlights a level of mastery that other species can only aspire to achieve. However, their greatest strength, their instinctual approach, also serves as a limitation. The Jokaero are unable or unwilling to explain their methods, leaving their creations as enigmatic as the engineers themselves. This disconnect between creator and user often leads to misunderstandings or misuses of their artifacts, with unintended consequences that can be as destructive as they are transformative. The Jokaero's lack of a shared language or societal structure means their goals remain inscrutable to outsiders. Unlike human engineers driven by ambition, competition, or the pursuit of knowledge, the Jokaero appear to create out of necessity or compulsion. This absence of discernible motives frustrates those who seek to understand or replicate their methods, as it defies the logic-driven approaches that underpin most technological advancements in the galaxy. Despite their disinterest in recognition, the impact of these individual engineers is felt across the galaxy. Their creations have altered the course of battles, enabled breakthroughs in exploration, and even saved entire civilizations from destruction. The artifacts attributed to the Protector, the Innovator, and the Dreamer have become legendary, sparking rumors and quests to uncover their secrets. Yet, even in the face of such attention, the Jokaero themselves remain elusive, their identities and intentions hidden behind the enigmatic brilliance of their work. Ultimately, the engineers of the Jokaero exemplify the species' remarkable ability to adapt and innovate in the face of an unpredictable and hostile galaxy. They operate outside the frameworks of recognition or ambition, their focus purely on the act of creation. While their individual legacies are unknowable to their own kind, their influence on the broader galaxy is undeniable, leaving a trail of wonder and mystery in their wake. These engineers serve as silent architects of change, their brilliance continuing to shape the galaxy in ways that defy comprehension. The creation of Jokaero artifacts has given rise to a series of unanswered questions and theories, sparking debates among scholars, explorers, and fans alike. These mysteries stem not only from the sheer complexity of their creations, but also from the complete absence of observable processes or explanations behind their methods. The following unresolved topics remain some of the most discussed and speculative elements surrounding the Jokaero and their enigmatic abilities. One of the most debated questions is the origin of the Jokaero's instinctual engineering. How does a species with no formal education, written language, or visible technological culture create artifacts that rival the most advanced civilizations? Some theorists propose that their abilities may be tied to a form of biological programming, possibly a result of genetic manipulation by an ancient race. This raises the possibility that the Jokaero were engineered as tools or servants by a long-extinct species, their abilities serving a purpose now lost to history. Others argue that their skills could be an evolutionary response to survival challenges, an instinct developed to overcome environmental adversity. Another contentious issue is whether the Jokaero fully understand the artifacts they create. While their devices are undeniably effective and often seem purpose-built, it remains unclear if the Jokaero possess a conscious understanding of the underlying principles behind their work. Some suggest their process is akin to a bird building a nest, instinctive yet precise. Others believe they may operate on an advanced cognitive level that simply appears instinctual to outsiders. This question has profound implications for how the galaxy views the Jokaero, as it challenges traditional definitions of intelligence and technological mastery. The adaptability of Jokaero artifacts is another area of intense speculation. Their ability to reconfigure or evolve based on the needs of their users suggests the presence of advanced self-organizing systems. This has led to theories that their creations might incorporate forms of emergent behavior, where the artifact's functionality arises from complex interactions within its components rather than pre-programmed instructions. However, the exact mechanisms that enable this adaptability remain entirely unknown. Attempts to reverse engineer these devices have yielded little insight, frustrating the efforts of even the most skilled technologists. The question of intent also looms large in discussions about the Jokaero. Do they deliberately create artifacts for specific purposes, or are their designs a byproduct of their instinctual behavior? The absence of observable decision-making processes has led some to theorize that their creations are not driven by conscious thought, but rather by an intrinsic need to create. This interpretation raises further questions about the purpose of their abilities within the broader context of the galaxy. If their creations are not intended to serve a deliberate function, what role do they play in the Jokaero's survival or their place in the universe? Another unresolved topic is the relationship between the Jokaero and the warp. While their artifacts do not exhibit the corruption or unpredictability typically associated with warp-based technology, some theorists speculate that their abilities may be influenced by a subtle connection to this immaterial realm. This theory is fueled by the occasional appearance of seemingly impossible features in their creations, such as localized manipulation of time or space. If the Jokaero do indeed draw upon the warp, it would mark them as a unique anomaly among the galaxy's species, as they show no other signs of psychic potential or susceptibility to the warp's dangers. The geographic distribution of Jokaero artifacts poses another intriguing mystery. Their creations have been discovered in regions of space spanning vast distances, often in areas where the Jokaero themselves have not been observed. This raises questions about how their artifacts are dispersed. Do the Jokaero actively distribute their technology, or are their creations spread by those who discover them? If the latter, what does this imply about the Jokaero's awareness of or concern for the impact their artifacts have on the galaxy? This question touches on the broader issue of whether the Jokaero have any overarching goals, or if their actions are purely reactive. One particularly divisive theory suggests that the Jokaero may possess a form of collective consciousness or shared memory that guides their actions. This idea arises from the consistency of their creations, despite their apparent isolation from one another. If true, such a connection could explain how their species maintains technological parity without communication or collaboration. However, this theory is highly speculative, as no evidence of telepathic or other communal links has been observed among the Jokaero. Finally, the ethical implications of using Jokaero artifacts are an ongoing topic of debate. The Imperium of Man, for instance, often struggles with the paradox of employing Xenos technology while adhering to doctrines that forbid such practices. The same artifacts that provide life-saving tools or decisive military advantages also challenge the dogmatic beliefs that underpin the Imperium's structure. This tension is mirrored in other factions, which must weigh the benefits of Jokaero technology against the potential risks of dependence on devices they cannot fully understand. These unresolved questions and theories highlight the depth of the mystery surrounding the Jokaero. Their creations serve not only as tools and weapons, but also as windows into a profoundly alien way of existing and creating. As debates continue and new discoveries are made, the Jokaero remain a source of endless fascination and speculation, their abilities defying comprehension and challenging the very foundations of what is known about the galaxy. The long-term impact of Jokaero artifacts on the galaxy is both profound and unpredictable, as their influence ripples through countless factions, cultures, and individuals. While the immediate utility of their technology is evident, the broader implications for the galaxy's future remain a topic of intense speculation. Whether their presence will ultimately benefit or destabilize the galaxy depends on a variety of factors, including who controls their creations, how they are used, and whether the Jokaero themselves remain uninvolved in the larger conflicts of the cosmos. One potential consequence of the continued proliferation of Jokaero artifacts is the possibility of a technological revolution across multiple factions. If a way is ever found to systematically reverse engineer their devices, the results could fundamentally shift the balance of power in the galaxy. This could lead to an arms race as factions scramble to develop their own versions of Jokaero technology, accelerating advancements in weaponry, defense systems, and exploration tools. Such a shift might enable smaller factions to challenge the dominance of larger powers, potentially leading to greater equality or increased chaos. However, the possibility of fully understanding and replicating Jokaero technology remains remote. Their creations operate on principles that defy known scientific frameworks, and any attempts to replicate their methods often end in failure or unintended consequences. If this trend continues, the use of Jokaero artifacts will likely remain the domain of the few factions or individuals fortunate enough to acquire them. This exclusivity could further entrench the existing inequalities in the galaxy, as powerful groups hoard these artifacts to maintain their dominance. On a cultural level, Jokaero artifacts have the potential to reshape how various species view technology and innovation. Their intuitive, instinct-driven approach stands in stark contrast to the methodical processes employed by most factions. If their methods become more widely studied, it could lead to a re-evaluation of what constitutes intelligence, creativity, and progress. This could spark a philosophical shift, challenging traditional notions of technological advancement and introducing new ways of thinking about innovation. The Jokaero's creations also raise questions about ethical considerations in the use of alien technology. In the Imperium of Man, for instance, reliance on Jokaero artifacts conflicts with deeply ingrained doctrines that condemn Xenos influence. As these artifacts continue to appear in critical moments and shape the outcomes of battles, political decisions, and even planetary survival, factions may face increasing pressure to either integrate these technologies more openly or ban them outright. This internal conflict could lead to fractures within organizations that struggle to reconcile practicality with ideology. One of the more concerning long-term implications is the potential for misuse of Jokaero artifacts. Their adaptability and power make them valuable tools, but their capabilities can also be exploited for destructive purposes. Without a clear understanding of how these devices work, users risk triggering unintended consequences, potentially causing harm on a massive scale. This unpredictability makes Jokaero artifacts as dangerous as they are valuable, especially in the hands of those who prioritize short-term gain over long-term stability. Another significant consideration is the role of the Jokaero themselves in the galaxy's future. For now, they appear content to remain on the periphery, creating artifacts without any apparent concern for their broader impact. However, if their behavior changes, whether due to external pressures or internal evolution, it could dramatically alter the galaxy's trajectory. If they were to become more active participants in galactic events, their influence could shift from indirect to direct, introducing new dynamics that would challenge the existing balance of power. Alternatively, their continued detachment may lead to a paradoxical dependence on their creations. As factions increasingly rely on Jokaero artifacts to gain an edge in conflicts or solve complex problems, they may inadvertently stifle their own technological development. This reliance on external solutions could create a dangerous vulnerability, leaving even the most advanced civilizations unable to innovate independently when faced with new challenges. The potential for Jokaero technology to interact with other advanced systems is another area of concern. If their artifacts were to integrate with or augment technologies developed by other species, the results could be transformative or catastrophic. For example, the melding of Jokaero devices with warp-based technologies might yield unprecedented breakthroughs, but it could also unleash uncontrollable forces with devastating consequences. This possibility underscores the need for caution and restraint in the use of their creations, even as they continue to inspire wonder and ambition. In a broader sense, the existence of Jokaero artifacts serves as a reminder of the galaxy's vast and often incomprehensible complexity. Their presence challenges assumptions about the limits of technological progress, the nature of intelligence, and the role of creation in a universe defined by conflict. As their artifacts continue to shape events, they offer a glimpse of what might be possible if innovation were guided by instinct rather than ambition, and if survival were driven by creativity rather than domination. In the end, the long-term significance of Jokaero artifacts will depend on how they are perceived and utilized by those who encounter them. Whether they become tools for enlightenment, weapons of destruction, or relics of curiosity, their impact will echo through the galaxy for millennia to come, shaping the course of history in ways that are as unpredictable as the Jokaero themselves.